Stop believing that aging is controlled mainly by your genes, because what I'm about to tell you challenges one of the biggest myths in modern health science. Most people think wrinkles, fatigue, memory loss, weight gain, and declining mobility are simply unavoidable parts of getting older. But research tells a very different story. While genetics certainly play a role, scientists now estimate that lifestyle factors influence the majority of how well we age. And here is something that should immediately get your attention. A landmark study published by Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health followed more than 120,000 adults and found that people who maintained healthy lifestyle habits lived significantly longer and spent more years free from chronic disease. Another study published in Nature Aging suggested that biological aging can accelerate dramatically when certain harmful daily habits become chronic. Now listen carefully, because if you stay with me until the end, I will reveal the #1 habit that silently speeds up aging from the inside out. It affects your muscles, your brain, your heart, your metabolism, and even your ability to remain independent later in life. Before we dive in, I want to ask you something personal. How old are you right now, and what is the biggest change you have noticed in your body since turning 50 or 60? Tell me in the comments, because I read every single one, and your experience may help someone else understand what healthy aging really looks like. Let's begin. Number 5 is staying up late and sacrificing sleep. Most people know sleep is important, but very few understand how deeply it influences the aging process. Researchers from Stanford University found that poor sleep quality is associated with increased inflammation, reduced immune function, impaired memory, and faster biological aging. Think of sleep as your body's overnight repair crew. Every night, billions of cells perform maintenance work. Damaged proteins are removed. Hormones are balanced. Memories are organized. Tissues begin repairing themselves. But when sleep becomes inconsistent or too short, those repair crews never finish their work. One of my patients, Martha, a 71-year-old grandmother from Ohio, routinely stayed awake watching television until after midnight. She often woke up tired and blamed it on age. After improving her sleep schedule and consistently getting 7 to 8 hours each night, she reported better energy, improved concentration, and fewer afternoon crashes. This becomes especially important after age 60. As we age, deep sleep naturally declines. At the same time, the body becomes more dependent on quality recovery because cellular repair mechanisms are already slowing down. Research suggests that adults sleeping fewer than 6 hours per night may experience significantly higher levels of inflammatory markers associated with aging and chronic disease. To improve sleep quality, aim for a consistent bedtime and reduce screen exposure at least 1 hour before sleep. A powerful synergy tip is combining good sleep habits with morning sunlight exposure. Natural light helps regulate circadian rhythms and improves nighttime sleep quality. Number 4 is chronic dehydration. This is one of the most overlooked aging accelerators. Many older adults walk around mildly dehydrated every day without realizing it. Research from the National Institute on Aging suggests that thirst signals become weaker with age, making dehydration more common among adults over 60. Think of water as the transportation system inside your body. Nutrients travel through it. Waste products are removed through it. Cells depend on it. Even slight dehydration can affect circulation, energy production, cognitive performance, and kidney function. One patient, George, a 68-year-old retired engineer from Arizona, constantly complained of fatigue and brain fog. After tracking his fluid intake, he realized he was drinking far less water than recommended. Within weeks of improving hydration habits, he noticed better energy and improved mental clarity. This matters because after age 70, kidney efficiency naturally declines. Dehydration places additional strain on organs that are already working harder than they did decades earlier. Researchers have linked chronic dehydration to reduced physical performance, poorer cognitive function, and increased risk of hospitalization among older adults. To improve hydration, aim to drink water consistently throughout the day rather than waiting until you feel thirsty. A synergy tip is pairing hydration with foods rich in electrolytes, such as fruits and vegetables, which help maintain fluid balance more effectively. Now we are moving into the habits that may be aging your body even faster. And what comes next affects millions of adults every single day without them realizing the long-term consequences. Number 3 is living a sedentary lifestyle. This may be one of the most dangerous habits on today's list because it affects nearly every aging process inside the body. A large study published in The Lancet involving more than 1 million participants found that prolonged sitting was strongly associated with increased risk of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, physical disability, and premature death. Think of movement as medicine for your cells. When you walk, muscles contract and send powerful signals throughout the body. Blood circulation improves. Glucose is regulated more efficiently. Inflammation decreases. Brain function improves. When movement disappears, many of these protective systems begin shutting down. One patient, Robert, a 74-year-old retired accountant from Florida, spent most of his day sitting. He rarely exercised because he believed he was too old to start. Over time, he noticed declining strength, worsening balance, and increasing fatigue. After beginning simple daily walks and light resistance exercises, he regained mobility and confidence within a few months. This is especially important because after age 50, adults naturally begin losing muscle mass through a process known as sarcopenia. After age 70, muscle loss can accelerate significantly. Muscle is not only important for strength, it acts like a metabolic engine that helps regulate blood sugar, inflammation, and energy production. Researchers estimate that physically active older adults can reduce their risk of many age-related diseases by 30 to 50% compared with sedentary individuals. To support healthy aging, aim for at least 30 minutes of walking most days of the week. If needed, start with 10 minutes and gradually build upward. A powerful synergy tip is combining walking with light resistance training 2 to 3 times per week to support muscle preservation and metabolic health. Before we continue, if you are finding value in this video, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. Every week, I share evidence-based health information designed specifically for adults who want to remain strong, independent, and mentally sharp as they age. Now let's continue. Number 2 is eating too much ultra-processed food. This is one of the fastest ways to accelerate biological aging. Research published in the BMJ involving hundreds of thousands of participants found that higher consumption of ultra-processed foods was associated with increased risks of cardiovascular disease, metabolic disorders, cognitive decline, and premature death. Think of your body like a high-performance engine. When you put quality fuel into that engine, it performs efficiently. When you repeatedly use poor quality fuel, performance declines and damage accumulates over time. Ultra-processed foods are often loaded with refined sugars, unhealthy fats, additives, preservatives, and excess sodium. These ingredients contribute to chronic inflammation, which researchers increasingly recognize as one of the major drivers of aging. One patient, Linda, a 69-year-old from California, relied heavily on packaged convenience foods after retirement. She frequently felt tired and struggled with weight gain despite eating what she believed were normal portions. After replacing many processed foods with whole foods such as vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, and healthy fats, she experienced improved energy and better blood sugar control. What makes this particularly dangerous after age 60 is that metabolic flexibility declines. The body becomes less efficient at processing excess sugar and unhealthy fats. At the same time, inflammation rises naturally with age, creating a situation where poor food choices cause even greater damage. To support healthy aging, focus on whole foods that look similar to how they appear in nature. Vegetables, fruits, legumes, nuts, fish, and lean proteins should form the foundation of most meals. A synergy tip is combining whole food nutrition with regular physical activity, which helps improve insulin sensitivity and reduce inflammation. Now we arrive at the habit that may be aging your body faster than any other. And what makes it so dangerous is that many people consider it completely normal. Number 1 is chronic stress and constant worry. This is the hidden aging accelerator that affects virtually every system in the body. Most people think stress is emotional. But biologically, stress is also physical. Researchers from Stanford University and the American Psychological Association have found that chronic stress contributes to elevated inflammation, accelerated cellular aging, weakened immunity, impaired memory, and increased risk of heart disease. Think of stress like leaving your car engine running 24 hours a day. Even if the vehicle never moves, wear and tear continue accumulating. The same thing happens inside your body. When stress becomes chronic, hormones such as cortisol remain elevated for long periods. In short bursts, cortisol is helpful. It helps you respond to emergencies. But when cortisol remains elevated for months or years, it begins damaging tissues throughout the body. One patient, Margaret, a 73-year-old grandmother from Texas, spent years worrying constantly about family, finances, and health concerns. She slept poorly, felt exhausted, and struggled with persistent inflammation. After incorporating stress management practices such as daily walking, breathing exercises, prayer, and social engagement, she experienced remarkable improvements in both physical and emotional well-being. This becomes even more important after age 60. As we age, recovery systems become less efficient. Inflammation tends to increase. Cellular repair slows. Mitochondrial function declines. Chronic stress amplifies each of these processes. Researchers have even found links between long-term stress and shorter telomeres. Think of telomeres like protective caps on the ends of your DNA. As they shorten, biological aging accelerates. To reduce stress, dedicate at least 10 to 20 minutes each day to activities that calm the nervous system. This may include walking, meditation, prayer, deep breathing, reading, gardening, or spending time with loved ones. A powerful synergy tip is combining stress reduction with quality sleep because these two systems support each other in powerful ways. Now step back and look at the bigger picture. The shocking truth is that aging is not controlled by a single factor. It is shaped by thousands of signals your body receives every day. Poor sleep sends one signal. Dehydration sends another. Physical inactivity sends another. Ultra-processed foods send another, and chronic stress may be sending the strongest signal of all. These habits gradually increase inflammation. They reduce cellular energy production. They accelerate muscle loss. They impair circulation. They weaken cognitive performance. And they slowly erode the quality of life that most people hope to preserve. But here is the encouraging truth. Your body is incredibly adaptable. I have seen patients in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s make meaningful improvements in energy, mobility, strength, cognition, and overall health. Not because they discovered a miracle cure, not because they found a secret supplement, but because they consistently removed the habits that were accelerating aging. The goal is not to become 20 years old again. The goal is to remain active, to remain independent, to remain mentally sharp, to continue enjoying family, friends, hobbies, travel, and the activities that make life meaningful. Because healthy aging is not about adding years to life alone. It is about adding life to those years. And the most hopeful part is this: it is never too late to start. Whether you are 55, 65, 75, or even 85, your body can still respond to positive changes. Every healthy meal matters. Every walk matters. Every good night's sleep matters. Every glass of water matters. Every moment spent reducing stress matters. And every healthy choice becomes an investment in your future self. If this video helped you understand how to age more slowly and stay healthier for longer, make sure you subscribe so you never miss future evidence-based health insights. And now I want to ask you something important. Which of these 5 habits do you think has had the biggest impact on your health, and which one are you committed to changing starting today? Tell me in the comments below. I read every single one, and your answer may inspire someone else to take the first step toward a longer, healthier, and more independent life.